Welcome to the Slice Podcast, where I give you a slice of my mind. I'm your host, Christopher Martinez, and this is episode 28. I wish I did a lot more of these things because I do genuinely like talking and getting this stuff out. I don't know if you can hear the helicopter. I live in Los Angeles, Compton, so just usual shit that happens all the time. Sometimes I get woken up at like 3 in the morning from like a random helicopter. Yeah, that's just how shit goes down here in LA. Anyways, yeah, I wish I did more of these because I genuinely like talking aloud and just out in the open, rather than just to myself. Why not just do it to the public, Put it out on YouTube when I could. Because, like, I do miss doing this and I want to do a lot more of these. I got a list of topics here and yeah, it's quite a bit. I might not get to everything I want to because I do want to keep this sort of condensed and short. Let's see. I want to talk about season 27 of South Park. As of now, there's been, I think, 5 episodes, maybe 6. They're all pretty funny. I want to talk about some of the 2025 films that I've seen that I haven't done a review on. I think I want to just take this section out of this podcast and make it its own video. It'll be in here if I talk about them, and it'll also be its own video. I want to talk about watching the Twilight films with my girlfriend and how much I'm enjoying it. I want to talk about some film gigs I've been working on. Not really film, just the entertainment media gigs that I've been doing lately. Regal Unlimited, that subscription plan that Regal has, and I think it's a pretty damn good option. I want to talk about my experience using it. I want to talk about deleting Twitter. I want to talk about going to this grocery store called Aldi. Greedy Nintendo, their most recent controversy stuff going on with their most recent direct and the stuff going on with the Switch 2 and yada yada. Let's see. I started getting into this YouTuber, not really watching it, but just more watching people comment on it. Dark Side Phil, and how I differentiate him from another streamer I watch called Jon Graham, who is actually a really awesome YouTuber. And 1,000 movies I've found out. I'll talk about that when I get to it. Let's see. So let's talk about deleting Twitter. I got tired of Twitter. I really did. Just seeing the constant, just how toxic the whole site can be. And I generally liked Twitter when I first got it. It was cool to keep up with a lot of things. And there's a lot of use for social media like that, where you can just instantly find out anything, from the tip of a hat, from the, I don't know how that expression goes, but you can just find out stuff instantly. And I liked it for sports too, to see random sports highlights like the second they happen, and getting in the mix with fans of said sports teams, and seeing everyone else's takes on it. And I was a lot more into the NFL last season when I had Twitter, just going, okay, this is what's going on in this game, that game, yada yada. And it was really interesting. And then I just think the thing that pissed me off the most about it was the political rhetoric that everyone had. And I'm going to get into it with Instagram in a bit lately. I didn't delete Instagram, but I made a change in my lifestyle with it that I'm going back on for a bit, but I want to alter it and I want to adjust to it and with it. So the thing with Twitter that upset me is just the political rhetoric of it all, just gay bashing and trans bashing, and the left calling the right idiots, the right calling the left idiots, and just, it got so annoying to see. And I would just see it constantly, and I would just go to Twitter, and I think I would just go to Twitter to see what the new news thing is people are talking about, and just make myself upset about it, like sort of doom scrolling, I guess, just so I could see what's going on, what people are saying about it. And I think I realized that I just don't give a shit. Well, I want to not give a shit about what people think about things. And I want to get to that point. But I cared so much about what people were thinking about a thing that happened in the news, a big thing that happened in the news here or there, or what this person in politics said, or what this new political thing is going to do. And just seeing everyone just hate each other it was just so fucking awful to look at. And then just thinking about how many people are on Twitter doing that, and like the dead internet theory and crap. We're like, oh my god, are these people we're talking to even real, or all these like pages on Twitter and Instagram and shit even real? Or are they just bots? So I got tired of it. I deleted it, and I know there was like a certain point where like, oh, within 30 days or so you could get Twitter back, if you don't want it actually gone. And I think it's long since been that point, and I'm happy with it. I don't think I ever want to go back on Twitter. I know there's Blue Sky, but even then, I think it got corrupted to a degree. I think from what I've heard here and there. So yeah, I'm kind of done with Twitter, and I wish I could get to the point where I want to be done with Instagram. But there's just a lot on it that I've invested in, such as like entertainment stuff, and I'm sure I can get that through other means, like just news articles and whatnot. But it is nice to say informed on certain entertainment things, like the movie stuff that I follow, and it's just cool to see stuff like my interest, sports, movies, video games, yeah, just that kind of stuff, and just normal meme stuff. I guess I can't not talk about it because it's playing into why I'm trying to make an adjustment in my life with social media usage and Instagram. Yeah, the really awful thing that happened a few weeks ago, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's a really disgusting, awful thing that happened, and I'll say this: I've had my fair share of disliking Charlie Kirk in the past. I've disagreed with him, and I'm sure there was a time in my life when I was in like high school and stuff. I'm like, yeah, own the libs, yeah, facts and logic. Like I felt that way about Ben Shapiro for a bit. Like there were certain things that Ben Shapiro showed. I'm like, okay, he's actually showing all of these certain things to prove other people wrong in certain instances, and I said, okay, I like that he's like showing things that other people aren't showing in certain instances. But I've kind of just stopped watching that kind of stuff and disagreeing with them at points. And there were definitely a lot of things that Charlie Kirk said that I disagreed with. And there's a South Park episode about it in the newest season where they joked about Charlie Kirk and his way of debating people at colleges and stuff. And yeah, I've had my fair share of disagreeing with him and poking fun at him. And just out of nowhere one day, I get a text message from my family, like, oh my god, someone shot Charlie Kirk. And I go to my Instagram to like, I think just to look at something, and I saw a message from my buddy who said, holy shit, they shot Charlie Kirk. And we were talking, and then I found the video of him getting shot. It was from a distance, and I said, holy shit, the way his body just goes limp, wow, that's really fucked up. And then I just kept refreshing the news on Instagram and on my work computer, and I just kept looking what everyone was saying. And then there was all this stuff about like people saying, oh, Charlie Kirk got shot, the hateful evil left rhetoric, the evil left, oh, it must have been a tranny, yeah, fucking of course it was the evil left. And then people on the left going, oh, I bet the right would want gun control now, oh, since it happened to one of them. And then bringing up past Charlie Kirk quotes, and just no one knew who the fuck the guy was that shot him, and they were ever making assumptions about who it was, like they always fucking do when something like this happens. But I just I kept fucking refreshing the news and refreshing things, just trying to see like if there were any updates, what was happening. And then I saw later on in the day, I saw a much closer up video, and I couldn't fucking stop myself from watching it. It's like that thing they say when there's a car crash that happens, you just can't look away. It was like that. And I think it was so fucked up. I'm like, did this just really fucking happen? In the United States, where stuff like this shouldn't fucking happen, And I saw a video later on today where someone says you should not be seeing this shit on social media. This is the stuff that's supposed to be scrubbed, that's supposed to not get past, you know, filter shit. And, you know, this shouldn't be posted. It's a fucking person dying. And yet it was. And we all kept trying to find it. We all kept trying to look at it and spread it. And I felt disgusted just knowing that I was a part of that. Like, oh, fuck, I went to look for it. I wanted to see it, and I wanted to keep refreshing shit. So, I think a few days afterwards, I said I'm done with Instagram on my phone. It's not a healthy way of looking at shit, because you're on your phone, you're scrolling shit, you're barely retaining shit. You're just scrolling onto the next thing, you know, and it's on your phone. It's so easy to fucking scroll. And there was just so much shit being spewed from everyone about the situation. And I felt awful just about everything about it. Like, I didn't like the guy, but no one fucking deserves that. It's fucking awful. And his family, supposedly, I think, were there. And to see that happen, it's fucking disgusting. And it's tragic. It's an awful thing that happened, and I don't want to get much further into it, because it's the reason why I fucking initially got rid of Instagram on my phone. I got it back because there's certain things I couldn't do on my laptop with Instagram, like post to my story. So when I uploaded a new video on YouTube, I like to share it there. So I did it on my phone, and then I went back to it after a while, but I try to keep it to a minimum of like looking at new shit and just trying to stay in my interests and stuff, you know, like fucking football, video games, Lego, Bionicle shit, you know, like my interests, like that Halo. And it's, fuck, man. I didn't want to keep looking at that shit, and I'm fucking falling back into it, looking at new shit, and I don't want that. I just want to fucking read news articles. Because it's so easy to look at something on social media and go, oh, that the headline said this, that means that's what the news article really means. But no, you got to look at news articles yourself. You got to go research this shit, look at multiple sources, and then make up your mind on it. Like, you just can't see something on social media and go, oh, that's what this means automatically, and I'm not going to look any further into this. It's fucking, you got to look at shit. And I know I'm kind of veering away from the big thing that fucking happened. And then there was another side where, like, oh, there's a school shooting, but no one's talking about it because they want to talk about the white man that got shot. And yeah, I barely saw shit about the school shooting that happened. It was because I was in the comment sections looking at shit that someone mentioned it. And then I read into that. And at first, I swear, I thought I initially read that the people there died. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? You know? Yeah, and it's just been constant news just about that. And then even fucking, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, someone in Texas fucking shot at a van that had ICE agents in it, but the fucking detainees were shot. And then again, I'm looking at shit like, oh, he was targeting the detainees. No, he was targeting the ICE agents. That's why the fucking casing on the shell or on the bullet said anti-ICE. And the people going, oh, that must have been fake because it looks so perfectly on there and it's raining and there's no smudges on it. And I'm like, I can't fucking stand this shit anymore. I really fucking can't. I hate looking at this shit. You know? I fucking hate politics. This is why I don't fucking try to discuss it. You know, I'm not a political channel. And yeah, I like to post stuff. I used to like to post stuff in my story. You know, and I mainly criticize the right on certain things. Like, why can't transgender people be in the military? You know, if you want to serve your country, why the fuck does it matter how you identify? I think that's really stupid. And, you know, there's definitely a fair share of criticism to go both ways, but I mainly did it towards the right because I think it's more entertaining and funny to do it. Because I think you can push a lot more buttons and get a lot more of a reaction out of that, because it's sort of typical to make fun of the left and see their reaction to it. It's what you'd expect, I guess. I guess from my point of view, from how I've grown up and sorry, from how I've grown up and how I consumed media over the years, the certain pockets that I've found myself in, and how I see people react to things. Because I used to try to stay as a reactionary, I guess. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but I just like to sit back and watch. I didn't really like to intervene and put my 2 cents in. I used to like to sit back and watch and just see how people react to things, because I think it's very interesting how people react to things. And because not everyone's going to have the same thought on the same thing. Fuck, I've veered away so much from this. I want to move on to different subjects. Sorry if this was a very downer of a topic, especially to start off the podcast with. But it's been something on my mind, and I've discussed this with certain people over the past few weeks about it. It's a fucking disgusting thing that shouldn't have happened. That happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't want to get further into that, like specifically about that event. It's awful. It's disgusting, and it's disgusting how everyone reacted to it, and I feel disgusted how I reacted to it. Just looking at shit, trying to see what everyone was saying about it, trying to see updates on it, just constant, because it was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. Yeah. I needed a change from social media anyways. So it pushed me to sort of want to distance myself from the shit on my phone. And it's not stuff I'm still working on. Because I feel bored sometimes and I whip out my phone. And at first I'm like, oh, I don't have Instagram. It's a fucking impulse to walk and look at Instagram. And so that's something I got to work on too. Maybe I should just fucking get rid of it again. Yeah, it sucks. Do I want to move on to another subject? Or do I want to talk about something sort of related to this? Since I'm talking about reactionary things, how about Jimmy Kimmel? Let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel for a second, because this is a part of entertainment too. He got canned for like a week by Disney from his show. I'm not a Jimmy Kimmel fan. I thought he did fine hosting the Oscars, and then I've never watched his show. I never really cared about watching Jimmy Kimmel. I didn't. I just never found him particularly funny. But something happened where he criticized the right, where he says MAGA is trying so hard to say that the whatever the fuck the guy's name was that killed Charlie Kirk, that he isn't one of them. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's pretty true from what I've seen too. Because the second something like that happens, people go, oh, I bet it was someone on the other side. I bet it was someone on the other side. That's just what I see based on comment sections when I look at shit, Also, you can also look at like the discussion pages on certain news articles too. If you don't want to look at comment sections on social media posts like that, like go to Fox News or CNN or MSNBC, whatever, go look at at the bottom of the page. There's usually like a discussion area where people like who are I think it's like they're logged in to like an account on that news site and they just comment on it. I think that's also an alternative if you want to look at other people's comments and thoughts on it too. Because I think it takes more time to log onto a computer and go to a news article and look at that stuff. So anyways, back to the Jimmy Kimmel thing. He said, oh yeah, they're trying so hard to say that it's not one of them. And let's look at how Trump reacted. Like Trump's walking, some like news fucking people go, hey Trump, how are you reacting? We know Charlie Kirk is a good friend of yours. Yeah. Oh, look at the ballrooms being built over there too. It seemed like he barely even fucking thought about Charlie Kirk in that situation. He just go, oh yeah, the ballroom's being built over there. It's a nice, beautiful ballroom, being funded by me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's kind of funny and fucked up at the same time, you know? Like, wow, that's his fucking reaction to being asked about. And I know it was a few days after it happened, I believe. What was this right here? Nothing. Yeah, I know it was a few days after it happened. But still, you know, it's such a fucking weird thing. And then the next day, oh, Jimmy Kimmel just got fucking booted for his comments on it. And ABC's instead gonna host like a Charlie Kirk memorial in place of his show. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? That was like the most fucking random thing to happen. And I think a lot of it was like government interference too. Like, oh, you're criticizing the right. I see it as just him saying what is going on in fucking comment sections and shit. You know, before we knew anything about like who the killer was, they were saying, oh, it was the evil left. And the left does the same thing too. Oh, it was another fucking white boy who did it. And the right goes, oh, it was another trans lefty Democrat lunatic. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on, people? So like, I think he just said what he saw. And then the butt of the joke was Trump's reaction to someone asking him about it, and just him going, oh, the ballroom over there. It's a nice, beautiful ballroom that we're building. And yeah, he got canned for like a week, and then he came back, and then there's certain things going on with, we're not going to actually air it, but you're back. And then like his fucking video gets millions of views on YouTube in like the first day. And we'll see how long that lasts, how long he's going to ride this wave of coming back for. And then there's people who are still mad. They're like, oh, he didn't actually apologize for it. Fuck. Yeah, it's just pretty interesting what's going on. I felt like I wanted to say some shit on it. Please do not take any political advice from me if I ever say any political advice, because I am very uninformed, and I would like to view myself more as a centrist, and I don't like to get into politics, really. I do my best not to get into politics, but sometimes it does happen. I do my best to not. I do my best to never do it on my channel, though, because it's not my place. Like, honestly, it's not my place. My stuff is movies and entertainment and stuff. And that's why I brought up Jimmy Kimmel, because it's a part of entertainment, even though I'm particularly not a fan of his. Yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to say. The biggest portion of that was like my media consumption, how I want to alter that, and it all started with me getting off of Twitter, like me talking about getting off of Twitter in this damn video. Okay, let's go on to the next subjects that I have. I want to talk about watching Twilight with my girlfriend. I think this is pretty funny. So back in Valentine's Day, it was actually the day after Valentine's Day, my girlfriend wanted to watch Twilight. And I said, yeah, sure. So I made us breakfast and we watched Twilight while we ate. And I kid you not, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I had a blast with that. I thought it was funny and awkward and stilted. From the dialogue to from the script to the dialogue to the acting to the look of everything, the editing, the music choices, the acting, it all came together to like a very funny outcome. And I was so glad that I watched it, because it was super funny. And the vampires played baseball, and there was a whole scene dedicated to them playing baseball and using the powers and shit. It was super funny. I had a blast with watching the first Twilight. So a few months passed, and I'm gonna go to my letterbox. I can't remember quite exactly when we got back into the movies. Okay, so right here on September 1st, we watched Twilight New Moon. So my girlfriend and I just started watching these movies together. Like, she's seen them. She loves them. For slightly different reasons than me, but she can understand. Like, at one point I'm laughing so hard, and I pause it. I go, Ishel, I'm so fucking sorry that I'm laughing. I pause it and I go, I'm so sorry that I'm laughing so hard. Like, I don't want to ruin this for you. And she goes, no, I totally understand. I really understand. And I'm just laughing my fucking ass off at how awkward the situation is in this whole fucking ordeal. Like in New Moon, Bella's at Edward's house and she accidentally cuts her finger, and one of there's a vampire there who goes fucking ballistic and tries to eat Bella. And so Edward thinks the only way to save her is to fucking push her body into a cupboard, or like into a dresser thing, a cupboard thing, where she eventually spills more blood because of how she falls into the glass and shit on it. I kid you not, it was the funniest thing I've seen one of the funniest things I've seen in my life, and I couldn't help but laugh my ass off. So Edward fucks off. He's like, I can't be around you anymore, Bella. I'll only hurt you. So he's gone for like 6 months, and Bella is just like crying in her sleep. And like I go, oh wow, are we gonna cut back to her crying? I go, ah! And like whatever voice I did, she did. Me and my girlfriend laughed our asses off. It was fucking hysterical. And then like yeah, then the Jacob thing comes in where he's a werewolf and shit. And I'm like, oh, is this the love triangle that we're being introduced to? This is fucking stupid. Oh my god. And then we watched Eclipse like 13 days later. And then I'm like, okay, these are like, they're getting better, but they're getting worse. Because they're getting more goofy and the stakes are getting more high. Like at the end of fucking Twilight New Moon, Edward's like, I'm going to kill myself because I think Bella's dead. And then they get caught up in like the fucking vampire cult shit in like Italy or wherever the hell they're at. And in Eclipse, like, oh my god, like Bryce Dallas Howard is like a new, like she got recast into a role where she's a vampire chick who's going after Bella and everyone because they killed fucking Mr. Terrific, who was one of the vampires in Twilight, who got mauled in New Moon, I think. And then like it's actually like I actually thought like the final fight in Twilight Eclipse was legit cool, with like the fucking vampires and the werewolves teaming up to take on like a new gang of vampires. Like I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of cool to see. Like I thought it was like genuinely like a good moment, like the last like action sequence. And then it just gets more ridiculous when the Volturi or whatever the call comes in. Like, oh, you still need to turn Bella over. Oh, we're evil. Oh, we're going to kill the little girl vampire now because, oh, they don't get second chances. Ooh. It's just so fucking awkward. And we get, like, introduced, like, the love triangle shit with Edward and Bella and Jacob. Like, Jacob, like, kisses Bella because, like, you love me, Bella. You just don't want to admit it. He kisses her and it's so fucking awkward because she's not reciprocating anything back. And then she punches Jacob and she like dislocates her hand or something. Or like she bruises her hand or sprains her hand. It's super fucking funny. Like it's so awkward. And then like she actually kisses him at the end. Like actually kisses. And my girl was like, oh my god, it's happening. And I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. And then we watched New Moon. I'm sorry. And then we watched Breaking Dawn Part 1. And Breaking Dawn Part 1 I thought was like actually coherent, way more coherent and concise, and it made more sense than the other movies. Like it was less boring. Like here's the thing about the movies. They're kind of boring. Twilight is extremely boring. New Moon is also extremely boring. I think it's way more boring, but a little more funny than the first one. And the same thing with Eclipse. Let me see what I said. I don't think it was as boring as the other ones, but I also thought it was a little more funny too. But with Breaking Dawn Part 1, it had a good mixture of like funny and sort of competent. Like there's still kind of stupid things in there. Like at the end of it, fucking Jacob imprints on Bella's baby, her vampire baby. And I'm like, this is kind of fucking weird. But then they introduce this whole thing where I don't know if it's new or if they barely talked about it. But they're like, oh, the werewolves have like a super strict code that you can't harm anyone that you imprint on. And so the werewolves, the whole movie, are fucking surrounding the vampire house going, we gotta kill the fucking vampire baby. And then all of a sudden, they just drop it. They just drop it. It's so fucking stupid. But also when Bella broke her back because of the baby, that also was fucking hysterical. These movies are so fucking stupid, but they're really funny. But also, like, Breaking Dawn Part One was like actually legit competent, and I think it's the best one so far. And I'm looking forward to Breaking Dawn Part Two because I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Like, are the Volturi just gonna come over? Like, we're gonna fuck shit up because there's a baby all of a sudden? Like, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But these movies are fucking hysterical. So if you're looking for a good time, a funny time, nonetheless, watch the Twilight movies because they are totally worth it. I kid you not. This is probably the hardest I've laughed in certain movies. Like, there are certain movies that are fucking hysterical. Like, I think some of the funniest that I've seen are like Hot Fuzz, The Big Lebowski, Super Bad, and Hundreds of Beavers. I think those are like the funniest films I've ever seen in my life. And these movies come very close. What's going on? I fucking dropped water on my phone and it started going all fucking psycho on me. These movies are fucking hysterical. The Twilight movies are insanely funny. So, like, really give them a watch. Because, like, it's interesting because up until Eclipse, they were just really boring and incompetently made, and like there's still a lot of instances where, like, okay, what the fuck is this shot? What is this editing? What is this lighting? Why does it look like I'm looking through fucking moldy blue cheese? Why does it look like I'm looking through fucking toilet water? What is up with framing, lighting, cinematography, acting, dialogue, stilted dialogue, music choices? What is going? Every single choice that is being made is so confusing, but it all comes together to make a fucking hysterical piece of art. And I kid you not, they are so worth it. Please watch these movies because they are hysterical, and I'm very much looking forward to Breaking Dawn Part 2. I heard it's the best one, and I'll wait to see what's going on. And at this point, like, I remember the marketing was like Team Edward and Team Jacob. Like, what is it in Breaking Dawn Part 2 now? Because fucking Bella has her baby, her vampire baby with Edward. And, like, Jacob's imprinted on the baby. So there is no Team Edward and Jacob anymore. Did the marketing die off in Part 2 for that? Because it's got no more. Like, Jacob's imprinted on the baby now. Renesmee. Like, I know the scene in Part 2 where he calls her Nessie, and she goes, "You nickname my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?" Like, that's what you're thinking of to say? Just like when she's like, "Hey guys, I'm Switzerland now. Like, no more fighting. I'm Switzerland." What the fuck is this dialogue? It's awesome. And I just know we're in that fucking timeline where the gender bent movie of Twilight's gonna get made because of the gender bent novel. Because there's a lot of fucking weird sicko guys out there who would totally love to watch a movie where there's an obsessive fucking vampire chick stalking a dude, basically. So, like, if that ever happens, I think it'll be fucking hysterical just to see how it plays out. Because I know we're in that timeline where there's a bunch of, like, weirdo guys out there who would love to see that. I would love to see it for the wrong reasons, for the memes and the funny of it all. But yeah, please watch the Twilight movies if you haven't. They are hysterical. All right, do I want to stick on some movie stuff? Let's sort of divert into something else. I don't know if you guys have heard of this sort of grocery store chain called Aldi, but it is kick-ass. I heard of it. Like, I've seen it a few times here and there, especially I didn't really see it or hear about it really until I moved to Los Angeles, Compton, where driving around and stuff, I see, like, signs for this place called Aldi. And it looked like the logo of it makes me think, like, oh, it's like some sort of furniture store. Then I see it's like a grocery store. Didn't go to it. I go visit my sister in Wisconsin a few years ago when she used to live there. We go to this store called Aldi. She goes, "Hey, it's kick ass." She shows me. You stick a quarter in to unlock your shopping cart, and then you lock it back in to get your quarter out. So like you don't worry about lost shopping carts or stolen shopping carts or whatever, you know. And then the way Aldi works is that the groceries are they're cheaper because they're not stocked like regular grocery stores are. They're kept in like their big boxes. Like they just cut them open and place them on a shelf, and that's it. They don't like individually take one out and line them up. They just plop the box on. All right, there you go. And there's a lot of cool stuff in it. It's like a Trader Joe's basically, but not like super. What would I say? Like super healthy like that. Not to say that Aldi doesn't have healthy stuff. Like their specific brand stuff doesn't have like artificial dyes and stuff. So that's kind of cool. I guess the word I'm looking for is like sort of hip or trendy or hipsterish vibes. It's like Trader Joe's, but not hipsterish, really. That's what I'll call it. And I've enjoyed my trips there because I'm driving one day and I see like a sign that says like the lowest grocery prices, something something, and I'm like, I need to go lower my grocery bills because I was just going to Walmart and stuff, and sometimes it would just get high. I'm like, what the hell? So I go to Aldi, do like a week of grocery shopping. I go, wow, I really cut down on my grocery bill for a week. Take it, I didn't get as much because like, of course, it's not Walmart. You're not gonna get everything you can at Walmart, at different stores like Aldi. But like for food, I really cut down for an entire week, by like a few, maybe 20-ish bucks or so. And hey, that makes a difference. 20 bucks gets you a lot for gas. So I go, wow, this is actually kick ass. I'm gonna start going to Aldi now, and I haven't gone anywhere else for food since. Aldi is kick ass, like for myself at least. Aldi's kick ass. I love it. Um, it's really cheap stuff, but I think it's worth it. I haven't had anything there that I didn't like. Whoa, that's a lie. I had these like frozen breakfast sandwiches. I didn't want to go through the effort of making breakfast sandwiches one week, and they were like biscuit breakfast sandwiches, and for some reason, it had this sort of feel to it where it made my teeth all chalky and hard, and when my teeth touch each other, it's sort of grinding, sort of like when you drink like a certain soda, like a Coca-Cola or something. My teeth get grindy from all like the sugar or whatever, like starch, I don't know. And I was eating them. I go, wow, this kind of blows. And Aldi has this thing, I think it's called like the twice as nice thing, where you can take your item back and get refunded or replaced. But I didn't want to do that. I thought, okay, maybe I just had a bad one. The other ones were okay. I'm like, okay, you know, I won't get this next time. I've been making my own breakfast sandwiches since. I mean it, guys. Go through the extra 10 minutes in the morning to make your own breakfast sandwiches, because last week I was a little busy doing a few things here and there, extra like sort of gigs I got brought in on. And I got breakfast sandwiches from like certain fast food chains, and yeah, it's convenient, it's fast, but you feel sort of weird and different afterwards. Like you don't like it. You don't like the feeling afterwards. Because like McDonald's makes the best breakfast sandwiches out of fast food chains, without a doubt. Like the McMuffins, yeah, they're classic. But making your own at home, if you spend the extra 10 minutes to, heat up your English muffins and cook the sausage and make the egg, and melt the cheese over the sausage, it's so worth it. I really mean it. Make your breakfast sandwiches in the morning. It's so worth it. So yeah, back to like just grocery shopping at Aldi. I do like it. They have a nice selection of things, and even have name brand stuff there too, in case you don't want to go for the specific Aldi brands if you're unsure. Yeah, they have like regular Oreo shit and Chips Ahoy stuff, and yeah, like certain other like sodas and whatever, what have you. But the other stuff there, I got these like Italian sausages one day, and holy shit, they were really damn good. I got like little tortellini pastas, boiled them, mixed them with some pesto. Wow, that's actually pretty damn good too. Picks up some cheap chicken. Okay, that's pretty good too. Just like everything there, I think is quality, and it's worth it. And I'm eating a little better since I've gone there. Since I've gone there to get stuff there to eat. Of course I've gone out since then and haven't eaten the best outside of that, but like the stuff I get at Aldi, I actually feel like I'm eating better from it. Like this week for dinner, I made chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, cooked them on the grill, and then I also made just broccoli and carrots, just a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, garlic powder, mix it up, heat it up, fucking just delicious dinner that I had all week. Kick ass. So if you have an Aldi where you're at, I don't really see any in Northern California. I see a lot in Southern California, just all around the states. Go to an Aldi because it's interesting. The prices are cheaper because of how they store and they package stuff and they put it on the shelves, and because it's less to pay employees for doing that, and they're not going to have hella employees throughout the store. Just whoever's in the back or whoever's as a cashier. You know, and they also have kind of other fun selections like home stuff. Like I got this candle there, and then they have like a fun Halloween stuff, like fun fall stuff. Like hell, they sell rain boots and raincoats and dog corduroy vests, and fun little things like that. Hell, I even saw a Lego set there. I saw a few Lego sets. Like what the hell? Where am I? What is this place? This place kicks ass. Um, oh yeah, I got like a thing of ice cream for like $3, where that would be like the great value sort of price at a Walmart or whatever, and it's not the best. This one's actually pretty damn good, and it's dangerously good because I was eating a lot of it. And I go, oh shit, I gotta stop. But yeah, it's just fuck. I love Aldi. Um, Hold on, I got this big bag too. Oh yeah, like the gimmick of Aldi. One of the gimmicks of Aldi is that you have to do your own bagging. So when you go get your stuff scanned at checkout, they put it in a shopping cart. They ask if you want bags, and then you take your shopping cart away with your bags to do your bagging yourself, and then put your shopping cart away. So I decided I'm gonna bring my own. I'm gonna get my own Aldi bag. They were selling these big ass bags. I don't want to show the sign in case I get in trouble or whatever. They're selling these big. Look how big this fucking bag is. you know, I got it for like 69 cents. Nice. And yeah, I bring it whenever I go, and I get a lot of stuff, and it's so worth it. Fuck, I love Aldi. I don't want to go anywhere else for grocery shopping, like for myself at least. I love it. And I was talking with some other people about it, and they go, "Oh yeah, I love Aldi. It's just good prices, and like the stuff they have there is genuinely good. I like it, and I want to venture out more. Like I want to get the steaks they have there because it's interesting. I was worried about the chicken because I had it, and I go, wow, did I think I might have overcooked it a bit. I'm like, or it's just like it's not like maybe it's not like the best cuts of chicken out there, or maybe it's not like the highest quality of chicken. But I did kind of have it in the fridge, in the back of the fridge, so some of them got a little frosted. Maybe that's it. But overall, they were good. I quite liked it, and I just like everything I've gotten there. I don't think I've gotten anything that I didn't like. Hell, the alcohol there is very dangerous. Please, and I mean it not because it's not good. From what I've had, it's good. That will fuck you up. I got hard root beer because I thought, oh, that seemed interesting. I want a drink. I haven't had a drink since my birthday, like last month, where my girlfriend and I were doing some soju. We did Korean barbecue, got some soju. I was like, wow, it's been a whole month since I've drank. That's pretty good. I feel like I want a drink. So I got some hard root beer, and it was interesting. I didn't dislike it. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. It's definitely, you got to take your time with it too, because but I got used to it over time. What I did though was I was thinking, oh, what about hard root beer float? Because one of my girlfriend's friends had said, oh, have you tried it like that? So I tried it, and I don't think I quite liked it. I kind of dumped it out afterwards. I ate the ice cream and dumped out the rest. Like, wow, I don't like that mixture. But it's dangerous because those two drinks that I had, it was a 6-pack. I had two drinks, and I felt like I was gonna get hungover in the morning. Maybe it's because I haven't drank in a month, But I drank them. I go, oh fuck, I'm getting a headache. I'm feeling it, boys. Oh shit, I'm gonna wake up like shit in the morning. I surprisingly did it. My sister said it's because it's all the sugar, like in the wine and stuff too. But we'll see. Next, it looks like they have a nice little selection. Hell, they even have their own Trulies. I found a brand of like the seltzers that look like a Truly can. I thought it was pretty funny. But anyways, I guess I think that's all I have to say on Aldi. Just good prices all around. I'm very happy with it, and I'm very happy with the selection of like the produce. Like I get these flatbread pizzas there for like $5. It feels like you're eating like a nice big pizza, but you're paying a hell of a lot less because you don't need to eat as much pizza. I like the vegetable produce there. Things don't go bad quickly. They have some good selections of yogurt that I mix fruit and granola with to make like a nice little dessert. If I don't want to go heavy with like cakes and ice creams and whatever. So like yeah, just go to Aldi. Everything looks good. I'm very happy with it, and you know I like it. All right, what's my next subject that I want to talk about here? Okay, Regal Unlimited. So Regal is a chain of movie theaters. I'm sure you obviously know that, like AMC. Regal and AMC, they're the two most popular movie chains in the States. Um, yeah, growing up, there were only Regals in my city. There were two Regals. So that's kind of all I knew. I call myself a Regal bitch. I'm a Regal guy. Just because that's all I've known. And then if you wanted to go to AMC, you go out of town. And yeah, they're nicer. Yeah, AMC's are more nice than Regals. I'm gonna be honest, but Regals are sort of like a soft spot for me. I like going to Regals. It's comfortable. Oh, sorry if you hear that. It's awful. Um, so living ever since I've like started making my own money and going to see movies on my own, I never really had an issue with it. Because my thought was I'm supporting the movies, like in a very direct way. I'm paying my money to see a movie, and that counts towards the box office, whether it be on a Monday or a Tuesday on discount days or whatever. I'm contributing towards a box office success. And then I realized I've movies are getting kind of expensive, and there's a lot of movies I want to see. And in the year of 2024, I didn't see a whole lot of movies in the theater. I was very disappointed with myself. But financial stuff, and then wow, just it's getting expensive to go watch a movie. So come maybe July, come maybe like July 22nd or something. Let me see when I started seeing these certain movies. I'm going to my diary on Letterboxd real quick. It was when I saw Ballerina. Okay, come June 22nd. Interesting. Okay, because I was looking at like certain events that happened around that time. So come June 22nd, I'm thinking, man, I want to go see certain movies, but fuck, it's getting so expensive, because you pay, depending on the time of day too, you're paying up to $20 for a movie ticket, and if you want to see IMAX, it's like 25 or something. So I decide, okay, am I going to do AMC A list or am I going to do Regal? Because I was on part of the AMC Stubs membership for a while, or yeah, I was part of like that certain membership where like you get points towards paying to go see a movie, and then you get points towards concessions, and then you get certain rewards, yada yada. And I used that quite a bit, and I was very happy with it because like I was going to see AMC movies with my girlfriend where she lives. There was an AMC close to her, so we would always go to that. And then I'm like, man, movies are just getting expensive, and so I decided, okay, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone of thinking I'm not supporting a movie very directly that way. So I'm gonna get Regal Unlimited. So for the price of I think $24.99 a month, basically $25 a month. Like there's certain tiers of it depending on like your location. You have to get a specific tier. So I had to get like the highest tier for it. So for that, I for $24.99 a month, you could see any movie you want. You can see unlimited movies per week per month, basically. I think with AMC it was up to 4 movies a week, and I didn't like that idea of being constricted to blank a week. Because what if you want to see 2 movies in a day? You know, you can only see 4 movies a week. That seems kind of strange. But AMC has no fee for upgraded tickets like 3D or IMAX. With Regal, you have to pay an $8 fee, which is, and also you have to pay a 50-cent online booking fee for Regal. There is no booking fee for AMC. So that's the kind of cons of the Regal Unlimited. Like paying a 50-cent booking fee and also an upgrade for IMAX and 3D and whatever. But outside of that, I'm very happy with Regal Unlimited. Because with it, I've seen, like, my first movie I saw was Ballerina. I'm like, okay. The next day was the movie Mystery Monday. And, you know, it's $5 normally, but with that, I didn't pay a thing. And it was Jurassic World Rebirth. Then, like, that weekend, after that, I saw Elio and Materialist in the same day. Then, about a week later, I saw, like, in the next month, about a week later, I saw F1, or 28 years later. Then a week after that, I saw F1 in IMAX, so I had to pay the upgraded ticket, $8 fee for that. Then I saw Superman with my girlfriend. So you can buy multiple tickets with it, but one can be designated for your unlimited, and then the other one has to be, you know, you pay for it regularly. So I did that. So I just had to pay for her ticket basically. Then I saw Superman like the next day on my own for free basically. Then I saw Eddington for free basically, like a week later afterwards. Then my girlfriend and I went to go see Fantastic Four. I had to pay for her ticket basically. So, and mine was free because that's how it works. So like up until Fantastic Four, everything before that was everything I saw in a month. So like it pays itself off when you see 2 movies, and everything after that feels like it's free. Where they want to get you though is you making it seem like you're paying less for a movie, so you pay more for concessions and stuff. That's how they get you. You can see as many movies as you want for free, and you don't think about, oh, I'm paying for a popcorn, and it's not as expensive because I didn't pay for the movie ticket. And you're thinking to yourself, I can also buy that M&Ms, or I can also buy that Lifesavers, or the Icy, or the pretzel, the pizza, hot dog, yada yada yada. You know, that's how these things get you to spend more money, because movie theaters make most of their money through their concessions. So I try to limit myself too. Like, okay, I'll just get a small popcorn. I don't need the large popcorn. I know you could pay just maybe like $1 more for the large. I don't need a large because I feel like a fat ass afterwards, especially when you want to put an obscene amount of the butter flavoring. So I just get a small popcorn and maybe a candy, or maybe like a small soda, whatever. They get me too. I know I'm not gonna deny it. They get me too, but I try to limit myself with it. So that was the first month. Then the next month it was Fantastic Four. Saw it with my girlfriend. Paid for her ticket. Then like 3 days later, I saw it for myself in IMAX. Had to pay an $8 fee for it. Then here's the thing about Regal Unlimited. It's most movies you can see for free basically. The Fathom events, which are like the events that a specific like company or whatever would rent out theaters, and they're basically like putting themselves on the line, trying to make their money back. So Fathom events, like certain re-releases of movies, or like certain shows being released in theaters, or plays or whatever, like The Chosen. That's that show about the biblical events and stuff about Jesus. Though I think those fall under Fathom events. And then like there were certain re-releases, like the Ghibli films. The Ghibli Fest are all Fathom events. So I didn't go see Grave of the Fireflies because I didn't feel like paying $20 for a ticket. I feel like an asshole for that. But I don't think I was going to be ready to cry like that in a theater. And then like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was a Fathom event re-release. I could have seen it on my birthday, but I didn't want to because I don't want to pay $20 for it. But there are certain re-releases, like G-Kids, they do re-releases of old anime films. So Summer Wars, something I saw on Toonami a long ass time ago, I was able to see in a theater. I'm like, wow, this is kick ass. I loved it. Loved Summer Wars. It was great. Let's see what else. did I see after that? I saw Together. Then I saw Weapons. Didn't like it. If you've seen my review on it already. Shin Godzilla was a re-release, not Fathom, thank God. So I got to see that for free. Then The Naked Gun and Nobody 2 on my birthday. And then that was month 2 of it. Then month 3, I didn't really do much. I just did Honey Don't and Caught Stealing. So now I'm on like the next month after. I just paid my subscription for it. But yeah, I watched 2 movies, so basically paid off for itself, especially considering the days that I watched the movies on. So I'm very happy with Regal Unlimited. I chose Regal because it's closer to my house, and I had to calculate too, like, oh, there's an AMC I used to go to by my work, but it would take a lot. It would, of course, home, work, AMC, back home. Think about that compared to home, work, Regal, home. It's like a few miles less of a drive, like maybe 10 miles less of a drive, and I'm trying to think about how much time I'll be spending going here and there, yada yada. But I'm just more comfortable at a Regal. I like Regals more. I think AMC's are better, but also I took into consideration the IMAX screen, because there's like a certain chart that I've seen go around about the IMAX screens in Los Angeles, and the Regal Southgate IMAX screen is the one I go to the most, and that has one of the bigger IMAX screens down here. Of course, it's not as big as the Chinese Theater and especially the Universal City Walk. And then like I think there's like a Regal Irvine around here, which I think is the biggest IMAX screen here. So that's insane. And I was just like, wow, okay. Because I went to go see Thunderbolts at an AMC IMAX close to my work, and I thought, wow, this is kind of a small screen. I expected it to be a lot bigger. So I like when I went to go see F1 in IMAX at the Regal, I went, holy shit, this is what I wanted. Just big, massive screen, So yeah, I'm very happy with my Regal Unlimited subscription. I'm going to keep it for sure. I just have to see 2-3 movies and it pays off for itself, basically. So yeah, would I recommend it over AMC? I would just say it depends on where you are. The only downside of the Regal as compared to AMC is the upgrade fee for IMAX and 3D and the online booking fee. But I've stopped doing online booking for movies unless it's something I want to see with a person and I want to make sure I have multiple tickets for it, like with my girlfriend. Then I'll book it online and it's a 50-cent fee per ticket, basically. But I don't have an issue with waiting to go in person to buy a ticket, because then I get my little ticket stub, and I like keeping my ticket stubs. Like, oh, I know I saw Shin Godzilla. This is my ticket stub for Shin Godzilla, so that's really cool. Yeah, it's just all about where you're at and what you think you'll get the most out of. But yeah, I'll just say I'm a real bitch. So yeah. Okay, since we're talking about movies and stuff, how about 1,000 movies? So one day I got bored and I decided, let me kind of count how many movies I've seen in my life. So let me go to my list actually. I started writing it in my docs one day, and then I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's in my docs, and I'm just going over like franchises, in order that I know I've seen, yada yada, and I kept going and going and going. And then I got to a point where I went, okay, this is when I started actually logging my films on Letterboxd. So let me see. The first film I logged on Letterboxd was From Up on Poppy Hill. And so over a while, I was just going, okay, yeah, here's all the Pixar films I've seen, Ghibli films, Marvel, DC, franchise movies I know I've seen here and there, yada yada, everything. College films films I've seen in college classes, films I've seen since I got here. And then I was thinking, wait, what would movie 1,000 be? Because I got to a certain point. So I thought, okay, I need to list every movie I know I've seen before moving or before starting my Letterboxd. That's what I had to do. So I started logging every film, knowing before I started Letterboxd in 2022. And yeah, there's certain movies that I've seen before, whatever. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I watched that before I logged my started Letterboxd. Or like Spider-Man No Way Home. So I had to be very careful with taking movies out and then making sure I didn't put them in later. So I had to do like control F and did I double list this? Did I double list that? Whatever. So to my knowledge, to my best of knowledge, I was able to remember like 741 movies before I started logging them on Letterboxd. And it ranges from The Nice Guys to Young Guns, The Wizards of Waverly Place movie, We're the Millers, The Perfect Storm, Hotel Rwanda, Tin Cup, Mad Max Fury Road, RoboCop, Godzilla King of the Monsters, The Secret Life of Pets, Spider-Man, Back to the Future, Ex Machina, Swiss Army Man, The Hunger Games, The Simpsons Movie, The Black Phone, The Green Mile, Scary Movie 3, A Time to Kill, Jackass 3D, Underdog, if you don't remember that Disney Channel movie, Fred the Movie, The Kids Are Alright, Hot Tub Time Machine, Marley and Me, The Times of Harvey Milk, The Maze Runner and The Maze Runner Scorched Trials, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Going in Style, Logan Lucky, Cloverfield, Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. I couldn't forget that movie. Charlotte's Web, Black Mass, The Beverly Hills Cop Trilogy, The Wraith, A Perfect World, Tarzan the Ape Man, The Blue Angel, Tootsie, Bad Education, Aldi, Fear Eats the Soul, Gia, The Family Man, Suicide Kings, Undercover Brother, The Good Son, Menace 2, Society, Happy Feet, Boys in the Hood. So many movies I had to think of over time that I know I've seen. It was a bitch. It was a bitch to think of this. It really was. So then I started logging all the movies after I got Letterboxd. And it got to points where I'm like, okay, wow, I'm at like 749. And like, wow, I'm at 800 something. I'm at 900 something. And I kept making a big deal about it because, like, wow, I think this is actually genuinely cool that I've seen this many movies in my life. Like, it really doesn't seem like it. And then I kept getting closer to 1,000. And yeah, there are definitely a lot of movies that I've seen that I can't remember. Like, I there's one in college. There's a few college films. There's a few classes. There's a few films I've seen in college classes that I can't remember for the life of me. Like, I was very fucking lucky to remember the movie called Black Girl. It's a French movie. I was very lucky to remember that one because I kept fucking going on and like online. Like, what is this movie? This very specific plot detail. And then I'm like, is it this one? Like, I fucking found it. Like, wow, okay. I had to fucking look up African American cinema, French cinema, black and white African American cinema, whatever. It took so fucking long to find that one. That was a bitch to find because I really couldn't remember. And there are certain films I took off and I took on, like, okay, this isn't an actual movie. This is a TV special. Like, there was Elmo Saves Christmas or something. I go, okay, that's not a movie. Then there were TV movies that I also took into account. That's why there's like Fred the movie and Wizards of Waverly Place the movie and shit like that. Yeah, I just had to make sure there were also movies that I know I've seen for sure. And sometimes I took liberties with them, like, yeah, I've seen a lot of it or whatever, you know. So yeah, I think it's actually quite interesting how many movies I've seen since I moved to Los Angeles. Like, I really can't put a pinpoint when I moved to Los Angeles and then I started watching the movies because like, I don't know where I put movies like let's see, what am I trying to think of? Like I don't know where I would put. What am I trying to think of? Really. Like there's a certain movie I was thinking about, like that I okay, like yeah, I don't know when I would have where I would have put Bachelor Party or Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, because like the first time I like legit watched it, it was here. I've tried watching it over the years. I was always in like a place where I couldn't really watch because everyone was talking too much. So I couldn't understand what's going on. Yeah, I wouldn't know where I would put those because I didn't log those movies. And yeah, I'm sure there was a specific way I could figure that out, like going back to my movie reviews and stuff on this channel. But I know there was just a lot I didn't really talk about, or stuff I didn't post about, or hell, like I'm sure I did it on Twitter, but fucking I axed Twitter. Picture Bride, that's another one. Fucking Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo, Halo Legends, 13th, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, the with fuck what's his name, guy from Men in Black, not Will Smith, the other guy, Tommy Lee Jones, yeah, The Incredible Mr. Limpet. That was one I totally forgot I watched. But yeah, anyways, From Up on Poppy Hill was the first movie I logged on Letterboxd, and that was movie 742. And so from then on, I went from I went from that date and just kept fucking logging movies that I know I've seen from that point on. Like the Ghibli movies, when I started watching those movies. Yeah, and then just everything else after that. Bodies, 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 X, Don't Worry Darling, Pearl, going. Tar, Violent Night, Punch Drunk Love, going. A Silent Voice, Juice, Creed 2, or Creed 2 and Creed 3, Neon Genesis Evangelion, The End of Evangelion, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the Konosuba movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, like documentaries too. I put documentaries in there because documentaries are films. You know, just everything. It's also crazy to think that since I've been down here in 2021, I've seen more than I've seen close to 300 movies over the course of the 5 years I've been down here. Basically, 4 years I've been down here. That's insane. That's a lot. So then I started getting close to 1,000. I'm thinking, oh shit, what is movie 1,000 gonna be? This is gonna suck because it's gonna be some shitty movie. And when I was making it and I got to that point, I'm like, oh fuck, it's 28 weeks later. 28 weeks later is my 1,000th movie. No. No. This can't be. 28 weeks later is ass. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It's fucking garbage. And then I was adjusting it. Okay, I didn't actually see this movie, or yeah, I know I didn't see this movie, yada yada, and stuff moves around. And then, oh shit, 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus is the 1,000th movie I've watched. That would be a hell of an interesting 1,000th movie. Really would. But alas, after making some edits and going, okay, I know I didn't see this, I know I didn't see this, I know I didn't see this, then it was Night is Short, Walk On Girl. That is my 1,000th film. And I'm going to stick to that because it's just too much to think, did I see this before? Or, oh my God, I remembered that, you know? Because if I don't remember it, then I don't remember it. But if I know I've seen it, then I got to watch it again because it'll be like I'm watching it for the first time again, you know? Holy shit. So, yeah. I think Night is Short, Walk On Girl, I put it in my list of favorite movies. It was batshit insane. I loved it. And I really want to watch it again. I think that is a perfect film to be my 1,000th film. Because as I was adjusting it and stuff, it was either F1 or Superman. And I go, okay, yeah, those are really kick-ass 1,000th films. You know? Especially if it was Superman 2025. That was just like, wow, that's really awesome. But no, it's Night is Short, Walk On Girl. An anime film. I absolutely fucking loved it. I thought it was stunning. And yeah, I haven't adjusted this in quite a while actually. Let's see. I need to add Twilight Eclipse and Breaking Dawn. So, as of now, my current list is 1,023 films, with the newest entry being Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1. So, yeah, to my knowledge, I have seen 1,023 films in my life. I want to make a separate video talking about the 1,000 films that I know I've seen in my life, and then just going on to the next, 20 or so that are in the list, because I think that'll be a really cool thing to talk about. 1,000 movies, and then I go see in my friends' letterboxes, they have 3,000 movies logged. I go, holy shit, I got some catching up to do, because hell, my watch list is like 1,400 movies. Let's look at my watch list actually. Where is it? Right here. My watch list consists of 1,929 movies. I have a lot more movies to watch in my life. A lot more. Like, a hell of a lot more. And you know what? I'm fucking ready for it. I can't wait to watch more movies, because I fucking love movies. Alright. Let's stick on entertainment for a bit. Let's talk about the newest season of South Park. South Park Season 27. So, I love South Park. I think it's a genuinely fantastic show. It's an important show. It's an important show for censorship. It's an important show for just cultural impact that it had, and that it continues to have. And yeah, there were some seasons where it wasn't so groundbreaking or anything. It had some stumbles here and there, like the infamous season 20, and then the Paramount specials. Those are very interesting because they're tackling very specific issues, and they're almost an hour long in length. So with season 27, a few months before it's a month or so before it's released, there was a little teaser trailer released showing a bunch of events, like the boys escaping Diddy, Butters being an airline traffic control person with fucking airplanes crashing into each other, a war against Canada, and France taking back the Statue of Liberty and shit. There was just so much going on. And then it came out and then it was, okay, I can't wait to see all this shit. I really wanted to see Butters as an airline traffic control person. But then a lot of shit was going on with Paramount, because they were getting bought out by, was it Viacom? I can't remember. There was a big deal going on where Paramount was going to get bought out, but then that was also going to fuck with Matt and Trey's, the guy who made South Park, Matt's son, Trey Parker. It was going to fuck with their deal that they had going on, because there's a lot of complications in it with restructuring their deal, or they're going to have the same deal, or how is everything going to work with this deal South Park has. Are they going to let Paramount continue to put it on Paramount Plus? What's going on with their HBO Max deal? And there's just so much behind the scenes stuff that made it so annoying that Trey Parker and Matt Stone were just like, we just want to make our fucking show. Okay. And then the Stephen Colbert thing happened, where CBS fucking they canceled him, and he's not going to have his show after this newest season that he's on right now. So, and there were I think issues with the FCC and stuff, and trying to figure out if the companies buying these other companies aren't making a monopoly or stuff, and something with the president has to do with that too. I've watched videos on it trying to explain it all, and there's some things I remember, some things I don't. So, with the season premiere of South Park Season 27, it was being hinted at that Saddam Hussein was going to make a return, because they had a black silhouette, a fan favorite character had a black silhouette, and it had the guy, relax, guy, that voice. And then I saw an image of Trump actually, and I go, what the fuck? Did they just use the actual Trump face how they used to do with certain actors like Mel Gibson when they did the Mel Gibson episode? I was like, holy shit, what's going on? So I watched the episode, and it was it's one of the best episodes of South Park, not just within the past years, but I think in general, because of how just fucking ballsy and insane it was. They just fucked with Trump and the administration, and the whole Colbert being fired thing, and especially the ending with the deep fake technology on the guy walking through the desert, like, oh, I'm Jesus, I'm Trump, I'm Jesus, and he's tearing all of his clothes off, and then they do the little pinky and to make it look like a little wiener, because the whole thing is like Trump has a small dick in the show, and anytime like the Trump cartoon takes his pants off, he just has a little tiny dick. It was really funny, and it was the first time South Park was like relevant, like in the news like that in quite a while, and it splashed a huge storm. It was fucking funny. There were inside reports that may or may not be true that said that Trump was like sort of angry at the episode, that they portrayed him that way, but then he said he doesn't watch it, and then people are saying, oh, it's this third-rate show, it has no relevancy, who cares? But like a few days before air, the South Park guys signed like a fucking $1.5 billion deal with like to have their show on Paramount Plus and to keep making seasons and stuff. Like, that is not a non-relevant show. They just fucking demolished and kicked everyone's ass. And so South Park was back, baby. And I've watched these episodes twice, or multiple. I watched it like the first when it aired, or like the next day on Paramount Plus, and then like I get home from work and I watch it again, because I go, holy shit, I just need to dissect it more, and like just to understand what they're going for again. So it was fucking hysterical. Loved it. There was a great episode, the season premiere, kick ass, just funny as shit. Really, just they knew what buttons to press, and then there's even more meaning behind it with like Butters and Cartman. Cartman was dragging Butters in to do a stupid suicide pact, and it was the voice actors for them, Matt and Trey, because they're unsure if they would get canceled or not, if they would have roused up too much of a big storm. So they're like, we got to do a suicide pact, because a big thing in this show, in the season, is that woke is dead, and Cartman feels like he doesn't have a purpose without making fun of woke shit. Because if everyone knows that woke is stupid and no one does any woke shit anymore, then Cartman has no purpose. He can't make fun of woke shit. And so if no one's doing it because it's dead, then he has no purpose. And so he drags Butters into a suicide pact where they're trying to kill themselves via car fumes, but it's an electric car, so they're just sitting in the car waiting for it to happen. And it's just it's a deeper commentary on how Trey and Matt feel about, oh fuck, this might be our last chance. And if it was the last South Park episode, if they got canceled after that, holy shit, that would have been like a fucking awesome send-off. Like, it's just awesome. And then the rest of the season goes on. The rest of the show goes on, where episode 2 is Mr. Mackey gets fired because his job is not essential. They're trying to cut back on money and stuff, so he becomes an ICE agent, and they fuck with Kristi Noem. And I totally forgot that I totally forgot it too, and I can't believe a lot of people forgot that Kristi Noem shot her fucking dog. She had a puppy that was gonna be a hunting dog, but I think it, like, she didn't train it right, and she didn't have the patience to train it right, and like it fucking killed a few chickens of a farmer next door or something. So she took it to a grave and fucking shot it and buried it along with like a goat. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna fucking give this puppy away to a person who might want it, or I'm not gonna train the puppy. I'm gonna fucking shoot this puppy point blank in the face. What a bitch. So South Park did not hold back any punches when doing her going, sometimes doing the right thing means doing the hard thing. And then she goes and shoots a bunch of puppies. And then they had her shoot fucking Crypto the dog. Like, holy fuck. That was fucked. Like, it was a strong episode, but it was just, the ending was kind of weak, where Mr. Mackey and Clyde escaped the fucking Mar-a-Lago place, and then all the fucking the Trump and his party, they just do like a Peanuts ending where they sort of do like a little melody. And I go, what the fuck? That's sort of a weird ending. Like, they didn't know how to end it, really. But a big point of the episode was Cartman realized that people are able to make fun of woke shit, but someone else is doing the stuff that he does, and it's Clyde, and he's and they're parodying Charlie Kirk with how he does his arguments with students on campuses and stuff. And so a lot of people were like, "Oh shit, Charlie Kirk got fucking assassinated." And it's all South Park might have had a fucking hand in it because they fucking did a whole episode basically mocking how Charlie Kirk argues and shit. So they stopped airing it on television. You can still watch it on Paramount Plus. I'm not sure how I'd feel about going back to watching it now, considering everything that happened afterwards. But they didn't say like "fuck you, Charlie Kirk" or anything. Like they just said like, "Oh, it's the way he argues with students on campuses." And when Cartman starts becoming a Charlie Kirk type, he calls it master debating. Yeah, it was a funny concept, and I thought it was a good episode, but I just didn't like the ending of it. And then everything else after that, sycophancy. They tackled AI, how like people are pushing AI in like as a marketing strategy and stuff, and the way they market it, no one's fucking sure what it really means or how it's going to be implemented. But it means they got rid of the Tegrity Farm arc. Thank God, because I was getting tired of that. Like they toned it down a hell of a lot within the past few years, but it got its own season where it was like the main character. It was kind of annoying. And they sort of got rid of Randy being like that the asshole weed farm owner character that he was for a bit, but they got rid of that part. I don't remember what else there was in terms of plot for that episode. I really don't think there was anything. I think it was just a Randy episode, just fuck with ChatGPT stuff. Then Walk is Dead, which was a very fucking awesome episode where they tackled Labubu's. My girlfriend loves Labubu's. They're these little monster things that you can have as a keychain or little figurines or whatever, little plush figurines. And the way they portray them are as little demons or like little demonic figures that little girls want to buy because they want to do TikTok Labubu unboxing demon ritual videos. And it's fucked up, but it's really fucking funny, and I love the way they handled it. And then throughout the season, they keep fucking with Trump in every episode. That's what they're doing. I'm going to say in the sycophancy episode, the way they fucked with Trump was it was like business owners and stuff sucking up to Trump, giving him gifts and stuff, and saying that he does not have a small wiener. And then Randy gifts Towley to Trump, and I guess he's being used as like a fucking cum rag or something. It's implied that way, and it sucks. You know, I feel bad for Towley. They haven't talked about him the past few episodes. That sucks. But back to the Labuba episode. In this episode, they're also fuck with Fox News. Like, it's a Fox News special alert. Is Donald Trump fucking Satan? A play on words with being, is Donald Trump having sex with Satan, and is Donald Trump Satan, as in, is Donald Trump fucking Satan? So like, but the way it's being played in the show is that, are they having sex and in a relationship? Because they are, and it's fucking hysterical, and it ends with Satan getting pregnant, and that's why you can't leave Trump. I did not fucking expect it. Also, I wanted to point out that a thing I love about this season is JD Vance. Because what's going on with JD Vance in the meme world is that there's this very specific portrait of him that keeps getting edited to be like a baby face. And so they actually use that baby face to be the character of JD Vance, the vice president in the show. And he has like a little baby voice. And I can't fucking get over how fucking funny that baby voice is. So I'm like, Beth. The plane from Immigration Customs Enforcement is here, boss. Why are you so sad, Satan? I can't get over the little baby voice. It's fucking hysterical. He's probably like my new favorite character this season. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, so the woke is dead thing. They're tackling tear-ups and they're tackling Labubus, where Butters has to keep paying obscene amounts of money for Labubus. Because, like, yeah, stores that sell them secondhand, like legit Labubus, they mark them up because they know they can. But Lou Kim, the owner of City Walk, which is now a fucking pop-up store or a fucking blind box store for a little Asian esque trinkets and stuff. Like if you go to like Asian stores to see that kind of stuff, like Schmiskis or Labubus or anything like that, you'll know it's all like that in those stores. Just like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Keychains and little figurines and stuff. I did like that they had like a little section in the store in the episode that was a Chin Pokemon stuff. That's a very old episode where they're fucking with Pokemon. So it was kind of fun, a little fun eye gag. But yeah, it's just fun, demonic, fucked up shit going on with Labubus in that episode. I thought it was funny as shit. And like I was like, Isha, my girlfriend, like, you gotta watch this because I don't think she will. She doesn't like South Park at all. For the non-politically correct stuff that they do. But and just because I talk about it all the time and it can be annoying sometimes too. But yeah, it's fucked up, but it's really funny. I forgot what I was talking about the episode for, but yeah, it was a really funny one. It's one of the best. And then the newest episode called Conflict of Interest is, I think, one of the best episodes of the season 2, where the kids at school are doing fucking betting apps and stuff, and they're betting on if Kyle's mom is gonna fucking bomb a Palestinian hospital because she's Jewish and of the Israel and Palestine conflict, and they're like, oh my god, is she gonna do it because we know your mom's a big bitch. And it went into the fucking, and a lot of it was with the FCC too, because of Jimmy Kimmel getting fucking booted from the show and then getting brought back a week later. So they're fucking with the guy who runs the FCC. And it was a big Looney Tunes episode with Trump trying to fucking get the baby out of Satan or to make him have a miscarriage, as fucked up as that is. But like, it's all Looney Tunes-esque shit going on with just fucking wacky shit going on. It's kind of funny. And then the fucking JD Vance fucking takes a 180. Baby JD Vance takes a 180 and he went to a totally different thing I didn't expect. It was funny as shit to see. Yeah, it was just a really funny episode, and I liked how they had the balls to call out certain things in the episode. Just really funny shit. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way season 27 of South Park is going. I think it's genuinely great. They did take a week off though because they said we couldn't get the episode done in time, and people were thinking that it was going to be a follow up to the Charlie Kirk episode, or they were going to talk about Charlie Kirk in a way. But I don't think they're going to touch on that subject ever again in this season of South Park. I really don't think so. Do I have more time on the... Oh, shit, no. I'm going to make a cut right here. I had to lean in to see how much time was left on this. So I'm going to cut in 3, 2, 1. I was going to talk about like film gigs and stuff that I've been getting lately, but not really film gigs, more so just like entertainment gigs. Yeah, working on commercials and stuff, but I don't know what I would be saying. Just, hey, I worked on this. I had a day of work here. I had a day of work there. Not really interesting. Like, of course, I love it. It's fucking what I want to do, but there's not much to really say on it. So I'm going to talk about the newest thing going on. Greedy Nintendo. What's the thing going on with Nintendo now? Well, of course, with what was going on with the Nintendo Switch 2 being $450, as well as, like recently, before this recent Nintendo Switch Direct, they raised the prices on some of their things. Actually, I think it was even before the Switch 2 was released. They raised the prices by like $5 on certain things, like the controllers, the cameras, like Switch 2 accessories and what have you. And a lot of people are saying it's due to tariffs because the parts are getting more expensive to make, yada yada. I'm not touching that. I don't know, really. I don't fucking get it. Like, to the extent people say it's the businesses pay the tariffs, and then people say, oh, the business puts on the tariffs to the tax to the consumers by upping the prices to cover them paying for it. I don't know how it relates to video game shit. I really don't. So I'm not gonna fucking touch on it. But a lot of people are saying it's greed and it's fucking video game companies thinking they can get away with stuff like this. That they can price shit like this an obscene amount. Like Hollow Knight Silksong came out recently, and that's $20. Like a very sought out after game, a very hyped game, and they said, "Yep, $20." And I think because of that, more people are buying it and less people are pirating it because, like, yeah, it's $20. We'll support these indie creators. And it's like in contention for Game of the Year. And I want to play Hollow Knight, and then I want to play Hollow Knight Silksong. Because I think Hollow Knight, even with all the fucking DLC expansion and shit, is like $15. And I was conflicted if I wanted to get it on Switch or Xbox. I might want to get it on Switch because portability is great, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, with Nintendo, people felt like, oh, why am I paying $80 for Mario Kart World if it's getting old after a few weeks or so? Or why do we have to pay $70 for Donkey Kong Bonanza? You know, they set this when they priced Tears of the Kingdom for $70, and everyone ate that up and bought it. And it was one of the highest fucking sold games on the Switch, I think. Yeah, just insane. Like, it broke records with how much Tears of the Kingdom was selling. And I love Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's a great game. Have my weird criticisms with it. Do I think it's worth the $70? I don't think so. Because it's fucking Breath of the Wild, but different. You know, but more. So no, I don't think it's worth $70. $60. Yeah, $60. But anyways, the newest thing that that Nintendo's being assholes about, there's a few things. I'll talk about this one real quick. They wanted to put a patent, and I think they did, on putting out monsters, like a game mechanic, putting out monsters to battle. And people are fucking furious about that because that's a really stupid thing to patent, because there were even other things before that you throw out monsters to fight because they want to capitalize the Pokemon shit. You know, they're pissed off about Power World. I didn't play Power World. It looks really fun. I want to play it one day. I don't have a PC. I should, but my living situation, I don't really think I could have a PC. I don't know where I'd put it and everything. But yeah, really just stupid thing right there. But the biggest thing was their newest Nintendo Switch Direct, where they're announcing DLC for games that aren't even out yet. The biggest crime of this is with Pokemon Legends ZA. A few years ago, those Pokemon Legends Arceus, where it's a different style of Pokemon play where you get transported back to the Hisui region, and you have to catch Pokemon and research Pokemon and stuff, and you can roll around, and it's really fun. It's like it was a fun game. I really liked it, and I'm playing it again because I went through a phase where I sold all my Switch games. And then I'm getting them back now, and I got Legends ZA, and I want to play it again. I haven't touched it in quite a while. I haven't touched my Switch in quite a while, but yeah. And it's just that formula, but for the Kalos region, and I was very much looking forward to it because yeah, I want to fucking get Mega Evolutions again, and it looks fun. And then this happened, where they announced DLC for the game before it came out. It's a day one DLC. And they're announcing DLC for like a month before it comes out, basically. And you know what the most fucked up part about it is? It's $30. So it's there. It's in the game, but it's behind a paywall. But you know what? Okay, DLC, you don't have to pay for it. It's just that you see that there's a Mega Evolution for Raichu, an X1 and a Y1. And I thought those looked cool, but it's a paid DLC. $10, whatever. You know, $20, you're pushing it, but as long as there's a lot of shit in there, you know, we might be fine. $30 fucking dollars, especially for the way these games look, especially for the way these games perform. That's fucking ridiculous. $30 for a Pokemon DLC? But that's not the most egregious thing. The most egregious thing was that at first it was a cool thing. They showed Mega Evolutions for the Kalos starters. Not the starters that you get for like starting the game off. I think it's Chikorita, Totodile, and I don't know. Who are the starters in Legends ZA? Because I don't know Legends ZA starters. It's Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig. Yeah, so an interesting combination of starters. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah. But when the Kalos region was introduced for the 3DS games, Pokemon X and Y, I think back in like 2013. The thing with those games were that Mega Evolution was introduced, but no Kalos Pokemon got it, especially the starters. But the Kanto Pokemon starters that were introduced in the game, they had Mega Evolutions, but not the Kalos starters, because fuck the Kalos starters. So now they're finally getting Mega Evolutions. Like a decade, like almost a decade or a decade after Mega Evolution even being a thing in Pokemon. Because they haven't been in Pokemon since Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So we get to see Mega Evolutions for Greninja, for Delphox, and what's the grass one? Chestnut, Chespin, Chestnut, and what's the last one? Chespin evolution line. Chespin, Quilladin, and then Chestnut. So yeah, there's Mega Evolution starter. There's Mega Evolutions for Chestnut, Delphox. Is it Delphox? Yeah, Delphox and Greninja. They look kind of cool. Delphox looks the coolest because it goes into the whole mage thing where it's on its like broom thing flying around and shit. Greninja just looks like it's upside down, and Chestnut just looks like it has a cape. I think it's playing into that whole sort of medieval or D&D vibe they have going on, which is kind of cool. But here's the thing. In order to get those Mega Evolutions, you have to not only, one, pay for either a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2 to play the game, of course. And not only you have to pay for the game, outside of paying for the console game, whatever, you have to, one, pay for Nintendo Switch Online, which is at minimum $20 a year, maximum $50 a year. Well, it's 20 or 50. Two, that's it. You have to pay. You have to play online. You have to play in an online match in a season, and I think it's one Mega Evolution per starter per season that you get. So, who knows how long it's gonna wait around? It's in the game. Why can't you just fucking give it to us? So yeah, I really don't think I'm gonna get Legends ZA for this. One, because Mega Evolutions, which is the thing you're pushing so hard, especially for Pokemon that people have been wanting for since they were first introduced. In the region they were introduced in. The starters, they were in the region that didn't get Mega Evolutions, but the Kanto starters did. That's bullshit. So yeah, it's kind of scummy that you have to pay for our online subscription to play a match, in a season ranking thing, in order to unlock a Mega Evolution. I'm sorry, that's stupid. That is really stupid. Whatever happened to playing stuff in game and then getting rewarded for stuff in game like that? That's really stupid. Yeah. That's stupid, and then the DLC is really stupid. $30 DLC is stupid. A day one DLC. Hey, you can pre-order the DLC before the game's even out. That is really stupid. And then they announced Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. $20. And it doesn't even look that fun. What the hell? And then, here is the most scummy thing. They announced Super Mario Galaxy 2. A game that people have been wanting for so long on current hardware. Especially with Super Mario 3D All-Stars, the game consisting of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. I have the posters for them right there. 64, Sunshine, Galaxy. I had 3D All-Stars, but I stupidly sold it, and now I want it back because I really want to play those games again. Yeah, I remember when that came out for $60. Seemed like a good deal. You get 3 of the greatest games of all time, or 3 of the most revered games of all revered. Is that the right word? You get 3 of the most popular games of all time in 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, right? But people were like, wait, where's Galaxy 2? Where's 3D World or 3D Land or whatever? It's not really a 3D All-Stars if it's just those 3. And it felt weird leaving out Galaxy 2 because why not 1 and 2? But I get it. If it's 3D All Stars and those three games, whatever. You know, what was scummy about that was they only sold it for a limited time, including on the eShop, which was the most scummy thing. Because it's a fucking digital code, They did it for the 35th anniversary, though. Ooh, we gotta preserve that special anniversary. Yeah, so that was stupid. But they announced Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Super Mario Galaxy in a bundle. Okay, cool. How much does it cost? $60 for Switch and $70 for Switch 2. What? A game that was part of a $60 bundle 5 years ago, which was also discounted on the Wii and Wii U, right? Because it was a part of Nintendo Selects. You could get it for like $20, or hell, I think it was even like $10 on the Wii U shop or whatever. Okay, it being a part of a $60 bundle, that's fine. Whatever they put on a Switch, whatever. It was part of a 3-game bundle, right? But it being part of a $60 collection with only one other game for Switch, and that being part of a $70 collection on Switch 2, but then also selling them individually for $40. So, like online, of course. So, are you saying that these two games are only worth $10? How come we're not selling these games for $10 in the eShop right now? Then, if this is worth $40 on its own, along with Galaxy 2 on its own for $40, why can't you sell these for $10 on the eShop? It's fucking baffling to me. $70 for a game with 2 games in it. $70, where one of them was sold in a package for $60, and now you're trying to sell it for $40 on its own. Yeah, that seems really scummy, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't like it. I consider just like not even fucking playing my Switch anymore. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I love fucking Nintendo. I was a Nintendo baby growing up. Nintendo was my shit. I loved the GameCube and the Wii and the Game Boy and DS's, and they were my shit. I loved playing Mario's and stuff, and Smash Bros and Mario Kart. And, just anything on the GameCube was my shit. But it's getting harder and harder to be a Nintendo fan when they're just doing stupid shit left and right. It just doesn't feel like this. It just doesn't feel like the same company anymore with how fun they used to be. And, I get the price of the Switch. Like, I get it. I've spoken about it before. The Switch 2, I mean. I get the price of it. But if your games start getting more expensive, it better fucking be worth it. It really better be fucking worth it. And from what I've heard, Mario Kart World is not worth $80. $80. God damn it. Damn, this sucks. I can't wait for the day where PC gaming reigns supreme. I would love to play games on a PC or like connected to a big ass TV or something, because it seems like that's the way things are going, especially with Xbox fucking upping their prices. Yeah, PlayStation upped their prices, but Xbox upped their prices even more. So like fucking, I think a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X is $800 when you could just get like a PC for that much, basically. Like why is Xbox upping their prices so much? It seems like they're just trying to fucking turn people away from their consoles so they can go play on PC. I don't know. I want an Xbox Series X, but not for that much. Shit. When a regular one retailed for like what, $500 a few years ago? Because these are 5-year-old consoles. Why are they now costing more than when they first started out for? And an even much worse time when COVID was a thing, Fuck me. This sucks. So yeah. That's a shame. The game shit going on right now. But hey, play indie games. Play older games. You don't have to play the new shit, Hell, I haven't bought a video game in hella long. I haven't bought a new video game in hella long. The last game I bought was Last of Us, and that was like that was like 6 months ago, basically. Yeah, that was like back in fucking like June or something, June or July or May. I think it was back in May when I got Last of Us 2. I think that was the last game I bought. Shit, like I want to fucking get Silk Song and the first Hollow Knight. I want to play those. Those look fun. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. Just Nintendo shit going on. It's just, what the fuck, man? Get your shit together, please. Because, I'm not going to buy a Switch 2 either for a long time or ever. Because what's on there now doesn't seem all too exciting to me. Like, really, the only thing on there that I want to, like, yeah, I want to play Mario Kart World because it's the new Mario Kart. And I want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza because it genuinely looks fun. But outside of that, the only Switch 2, well, Bloodborne, yeah, that big thing coming out soon. But outside of that, the only thing that looks like it's pure Nintendo, that looks enticing, is Kirby Air Riders. That looks genuinely cool and kick-ass. But unfortunately, it's only on Switch 2. So, that sucks. And also, you can only get the fucking, I think you can only get Nintendo Switch Online GameCube on the Switch 2. Like, people are able to mod their regular Switches to play fucking GameCube games. Hell, even Xbox games. Why can't we get that shit on the regular Switch? Fuck off. Okay, I'm done talking about that. Alright, I wanted to talk about 2025 movies, but it's getting late. Oh, shit. And I don't want to keep doing this for hella much longer. So I'm going to move on to my last subject. That being Dark Side Phil. So, for a while, I had this video in my watch later list called Down the Rabbit Hole, Dark Side Phil. It was quite literally just someone going down a rabbit hole talking about Dark Side Phil, this old YouTuber who was like an original gaming YouTuber who did like let's plays and let's plays and shit on YouTube. I didn't watch a single video of his like ever really until this year, and even then I don't watch his videos. I watch people like not restream it. Well, basically yeah, restream it, and then or people commentating on it. Mostly people commentating on it. So like I didn't know who he was, but like I put it in my watch list hella long ago because like, oh, it's this guy with a weird hat. Let's see what he's on about. So I didn't really look back on it ever until I'm watching my streamer Jon Graham, creator of Arby and the Chief. He's just doing a live stream one day and people are talking about DSP, and he's doing like a DSP voice to like voice one of the characters in like his Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask playthrough. And I'm like, why is everyone talking about DSP, Dark Side Phil? Like, who is this guy? And they're joking about like, well, guys, support the stream, man. Guys, support the stream. So I go, okay, who is this guy? So I check out like people restream or like who are like talk about him. There's another YouTuber I follow called like Smokey MCC or something who talks about lolcows and stuff. And I follow him for like certain lolcows. I'm not gonna say who. And then I saw he had a few videos about DSP. And then there's another YouTuber called August the Duck, who I've been watching a lot lately, who also talked about a DSP a few times. Like, oh, the greediest streamer, who like, oh, he doesn't care about his audience. Oh, like, because someone donated outside of a U.S. currency and it barely, what's the word? Barely came out to 25 American cents, even though it's probably like a lot in the other country. He's like, oh, I'm not going to count that. I don't care, fuck you, you're a troll. I'm like, what the fuck? Seems like disingenuous and, like just, well, it's probably honest for him because it seems like all he cares about is money. Anyway, I'm getting a little far ahead of myself. I started watching people talk about him and shit. And then like I see these like long clips of him. And I go, okay, what are these? Like, let me check out how he talks. And like, is he really that bad? Does he really just say, like, I don't give a shit? Or does he really talk like that? Because then I started seeing clips about him on Instagram, shit like, oh, he sucks at playing video games. Like, he can't play Mario Kart correctly. And it's kind of funny to see, like, this grown-ass man who just fucking sucks at games. Who is a fucking gamer, who's been doing this for years. Shit. So yeah, then I started watching like clips of him, and he's such a fucking weird guy because all he seems to do is beg, 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 beg. Like, can you imagine if we started the podcast where I go, all right, guys, I got a lot of topics here today, but we'll only talk about these topics if we hit the goal tonight of $150. Okay, so like support the stream right now. Okay, because like go send me super chats, go to Kick, give me all these, go to my Patreon, you know, just I won't talk about these subjects until I hit the goal, okay, guys? Okay, you gotta support the stream for this high quality, positive content. Could you imagine if I did that? Like, if I was live streaming this, that would be fucking awful. But there are people who just donate to him because they feel bad for him because he's been on YouTube forever, or they just want to troll with him. You know, they have different names like Whales or Dents. You know, they feel bad or they want to fuck with him. So they donate hella money, and he'll go, oh, guys, sorry, we didn't get enough support. You guys asked me to play this game, then I did, and then I didn't get enough support. Like, he fucking does it it seems like he does it every day. Where he's like, all right, guys, you asked for me to play Hollow Knight Silk Song, and I like the game, but I didn't get enough support for it. I got $7 tonight. Like, go get a fucking job, and then stream. Here's how it should work. You get a regular job, you stream more scarcely, and the people would donate to you way more because they know they have less time to donate to you. That's how it should work. That's how it works for Jon Graham, creator of Arby and the Chief. Whenever he streams, usually on Fridays and Saturdays, people fucking flood him with donations because they want to hear him say funny shit. And he's genuinely a cool guy, right? Like, hell, I've donated to him a few times, like $5 here and there. Like, hey, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on that? Or like, hey, thanks for being a fucking awesome YouTuber who I've watched for years. You know, keep at it, guy. He's genuinely awesome, and he also regularly looks at the stream and the chats too for people who don't even donate just to see what we're all talking about. Jon Graham's a cool guy. I'm gonna put his bio in. I'm gonna put his YouTube channel in the description of this video if you ever want to check out his streams. He plays video games mainly, sometimes. Well, actually, he's been doing it quite a lot. Hell, like Fridays and Saturdays, he'll play fucking. He just got done with Mario 64, but I don't know what he's gonna do next. But hell, like he's kick ass. And check out his Arby and the Chief show and all of his other shit. He's awesome. His regular podcasts and stuff too. But anyways, back to DSP. It just seems so scummy with what he does. Just like, all right, guys, he has like a goal he sets every day, and if he gets 10 goals, he'll do DSP tries it where he eats food on camera, and he makes it seem like so elegant and grand, like, oh guys, it's such a treat to eat with me, and I'm gonna eat this disgusting fast food. I'm gonna stuff my face with this big ass fucking food. Like, really? And he starts talking about working out. He goes, I'm working on different muscle groups. I'll do one muscle group this day and then this muscle group the other. He's not even saying like specific things. From what I've seen, it's really funny. And then, you know, just the memes about it. I've seen a bunch of fucking iceberg videos on him describing like all the different memes about him. It's just so fucking weird. Like, I genuinely don't understand why people like watch him like as a genuine content creator outside of probably them feeling bad for him or them wanting to troll him. It's so fucking weird. Like, I would not watch that guy like at an actual stream of his to like support him or to like to see what he's doing. No, there's no point in it. I watch Jon Graham for that because he's genuinely entertaining, and when he gets a donation, he goes, "Oh, I thank you, I greatly appreciate that," and he'll contribute to whatever question was asked. Like, I asked him a question. I said, "Hey, my girlfriend thinks like techno music or like the music that you make isn't real art because it's not done with actual instruments and stuff. Instead, it's done on computers and shit. What are your thoughts on that? Because I genuinely love your music." And he talked about that for quite a while. And he'll do that for a lot of chats if they're really interesting or not. Or if it's something he doesn't understand, like, oh, I don't know what you're referencing. I don't think I've heard of that. Is it this? Is it that? I'm not sure. Well, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. And people will just like tell him in the chat, oh, it's this is what it means or whatever. And he goes, oh, okay, thanks. I didn't know that. Like Jon Graham seems like just very appreciative. Even no matter how small it is, even if it's a buck, he's very appreciative of it. And if people give DSP a buck, he seems like, well, why not give me more? Why weren't you here to support the stream? I don't know, man. He just seems so fucking scummy, and I watched a little too much of it. I got a detox from DSP and just watch more Jon Graham streams. So I was starting to watch Jon Graham streams of him playing Mario 64 and Halo and shit. And he's genuinely funny, and the community with Jon Graham is funny as hell because it's all penis and cum sex jokes and gay, like it's just super fucking funny shit we all talk about. We'll bring up stupid subjects like we started talking about monkey cinema, and fuck, and he does like fucking funny impersonations and shit. Like really, check out Jon Graham. He's a funny ass guy. Hell, I don't know how many people are gonna watch this, but we'll see. Yeah, just DSP. He's just a fucking weirdo. Like I don't like him, but it's funny to sit back and laugh at it all. But there's a part of me that feels bad. Like maybe he knows that of his place on the internet, and he doesn't feel motivated to do anything about it, or like he just plays into it, or maybe he doesn't know of his place in the internet, or maybe he's not self-aware of it all, and he really thinks that what he's doing is working. Cause like, oh sorry guys, you guys asked me to, you guys donated for me to play the DLC for GTA 4, but it's not working with my mods, so we're not doing it anymore, guys. Sorry, I know you guys donated for that, but what do you guys want to do next? Like really? That seems scummy. When John's was having issues with GTA 4, he kept working on it and got working and fucking kept playing. Not like, oh sorry guys, we can't play anymore. So yeah, DSP is just such a weird fucking thing. Go watch icebergs on him if you want, just to get a fill in on how much fucking weird shit there is on this. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Slice Podcast. Oh, I totally forgot to mention my haircut. I'm sure you've seen it in recent fucking movie reviews and my newest Me vs. Me. But yeah, I got a new haircut. I like it. Yeah, it totally fits. So yeah, that's it on this latest episode of the Slice Podcast. Hope you guys like these subjects. I'll be back with more enjoyable content like my NFL prediction videos and skits and movie reviews. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. Share it with a friend if they're interested in these topics, and I'll be back with more stuff like this. So yeah, bye.